Hi everybody, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. We're here to tell you a little bit about some updates that are happening with Congo's children. My name is Daniel Bergman and here with me is John David. We're both on the board for Congo's children, and I'm going to ask John David a few questions just so that we can get updated on what's going on with Georgette, with the orphanage, and with the school. And so first of all, I have to ask John David, you look like you're in a beautiful place. Tell me what's in the background there.
Well, in the background is the home for street children and orphans that you've been helping us support for 14 years, and Georgette built that in 2006, and that's where children have been growing up, getting fed, getting cared for by Georgette. They call her mother. They're now graduating from university, and that's been their home for most of their life.
Excellent. Is there a way for us to see more of the orphanage and more of the children who attend there?
Yeah, there is. Colleen Epp and I are going to Kinshasa in June, and part of the reason for going is to take a bunch of pictures, and in particular we want to try and do a retrospective. We've got pictures of the children from 2007, 2008, and now those children are graduating and they have children of their own. We want to kind of pull that together. We'll also get some more pictures of the campus that's there, because there's also a school that you don't see in that picture. And we will also be talking to Georgette about some of the problems she's facing and how we can help her out with those. Get a better sense of her priorities so that we can mesh our work better with hers.
Yeah, that's great. What are some things that are happening in Congo, in Kinshasa, in that part of the world that may be affecting what's happening at the school and at the orphanage?
Well, most interestingly, the war in Ukraine is actually having an impact on the orphanage. Prices of food are rising because of the sanctions on Russia and the prospect that wheat will not be grown in Ukraine to the degree that it had been. So the orphanage is being affected by the price of wheat. Something that from the war in Ukraine that doesn't affect the orphanage at all, but might be of interest, is that Ukraine recalled its 250 peacekeepers that are in Eastern Congo to help fight in the war. And that just shows us that events in one part of the world have an impact in another part of the world. And particularly with the food price increases, it's having an impact on children.
Right. What about news that's happening within the school and with Georgette and the people there specifically?
The kids have gone through a period where they've been sick with some kind of fever. That's been going on for about a year. It's not COVID. Georgette's tested for that, so they're not sure what that is. Then on the good news is that, and we've talked about this before, Guilan has graduated as a doctor, and he wants to start a clinic on site. And so that's something that we're working towards. And then a woman, a young woman, Dieu Merci, has graduated with a degree in economics. So in June, Colleen and I will be very keen to talk to her and find out what her plans are and where she's going with that university degree, and how she feels about the fact that she was a street child and now she's a university graduate, thanks to donors like yourself, who over 14 years have made that happen. As well, Georgette has finally connected her school and the home to the electrical grid. They had a bit of electricity before, but now she's got a proper connection. So they've got lights to study by. They're powering their computers that were donated to them by a German church. And they're cooking on an electric stove now instead of an open wood fire. So that's really good news, and that's making big changes for them.
Yeah, that's great news. That's awesome. So what are some of the things that our funds that we're going to donate are going to go towards in Kinshasa there?
Well, primarily the Crokinole event that was going to be held today was for the tuition for 41 primary and secondary school children, $3,960 to go to put them through another semester of school. And those semesters of school add up to, as we've already commented, university graduates eventually. So that's what the event was specifically for. We're always short of monthly donations. Every month we send Georgette $3,000 for food, and that converts, depending on the exchange rate, that can go as high as $4,500 Canadian. But we don't get that in every month. We do have monthly donors, but we're about $1,500 short every month, and we have to find ways to make that up. So we would love to see more monthly donors. That would really help us out a lot, and Georgette. And then on a bigger scale, and not something we're asking for from donors, but I think it's important for you to know that Georgette has to complete a fence around her property. It's actually demanded by the government if she's going to keep her school registration. She needs a full fence with gates, and the well that was put in 2015 by CBN, the pump and motor have given out, and we want to upgrade that, not replace with the same unit, but upgrade it so that it won't fail in the future. And the installation is costly because it's a 110-meter deep well. So you can't just get a couple school children to raise it up and put it back down. It actually takes equipment. And then the electrical work, there's still more electricity to put in. That's a $42,000 project that I'm writing funding letters for. And I'm mailing 111 letters tomorrow to Foundation to ask them for this. What that will do is bring her infrastructure up to a place we can start then looking at putting a clinic on the site.
So practically speaking, how can we make those donations?
Well, you can write a check and mail it to my house, 181 Kenora Street. Write the check to ADW. We're part of a larger organization. You can also go to our website, www.congoschildren.ca, and you can donate on site through Canada Helps. And you can also e-transfer, nell.dirksen@congoschildren.ca. All three of those will get you a donation receipt. And of course, as I'd mentioned earlier, if you would like to join us on a monthly basis, that would be extremely helpful. $50 a month, $100 a month would go a long way towards helping us close that food gap that we're experiencing.
So I am itching to play some Crokinole. When can I play some Crokinole with some people to help raise money for Congo's children?
Yeah, and I'm sorry we weren't able to hold that event today. It just, for a variety of reasons, it wasn't working out. We are planning to hold that event sometime in mid to late June during the week on a weekday, because weekends are precious. We want to do other things on weekends, but on a weekday with the long day, the long light, at CMU's beautiful Marpet Commons, we'll hold an event and play Crokinole all evening. We'll let you know more about that towards the end of May or early June.
Great. All right, so stay tuned for some more information about that next event, and please go check out those ways that you can donate so you can join with us in supporting the orphanage and supporting the school and the people involved there. Thanks again so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you very soon.
Thank you very much.